You seek my aid, Goro?
Never deceiver. Round 1. Fight!
You will obey.
Goro wins. Flawless victory.
What's going on, everyone? Your boy's back. This time we're going to be talking about anti-airs. I just want to mention before I get into it that anti-airs are not always consistent. Some characters have weaker anti-airs and some have really strong anti-airs. And some characters also have really strong jump-ins and some have weak jump-ins as well. So keep that in mind that you might have to do a different anti-air, or sometimes you might actually just have to hold the jump-in. So keep that in mind, but we're just going to jump straight into it. Alright, we're going to start off really basic. So as you guys know, for the most part, a universal anti-air in Mortal Kombat is a down 2. So pretty much every character, 90% of the cast can down 2 anti-air, and you get about 14%. This is usually really strong. Some characters have weaker ones, but for the most part you can always down 2 a jump in. Keeping in mind that some jump ins will be too strong and your down 2 might be too slow. So it is a little bit character specific, but for the most part you can usually anti-air with the down 2. While down 2 is probably the most consistent, it's also a little bit risky due to the fact that they're a little bit slower usually, and if they whiff from like far away, if you just miss space your down 2, you're probably going to get whiff punish and get comboed for it. I'll show you a quick example here. Because I was too far away and I thought I could go for the anti-air, I got whiff punished for it. So that's kind of the risk you take doing down 2s, but for the most part, you should be able to get a down 2 off against like pretty much every character. The down 2s are probably the best way to get the consistent anti-airs. However, there is a lot of characters that have really good jab anti-airs, or stand 1, down 3, stuff like that. So I'll just show you with Jax really quick because he has probably one of the best. If people jump at you with Jax, you can easily just get a stand 1 anti-air. This is a lot more damage compared to the down 2. However, it is more risky. The reason it's risky is because stand 1 is not as consistent as a down 2 because of the fact that it has a smaller hitbox. So you have to keep that in mind, but it's pretty much you're sacrificing either the consistent down 2 or you take the risk on the stand 1, which is still not really that risky, but the damage is way better. So you have to think about it like that pretty much. Alright, so I'll just show you a couple examples of stand 1 or like a down 3 anti-air, stuff like that, and then we'll move on to the next part. So as you can see, stand 1s or down 1s, down 4, stuff like that as anti-airs into the conversions, they do a lot more damage. However, they are riskier, like I said. So you kind of have to think about when should I down 2 and when should I stand 1. One of the most common times that I'll see people jumping is at the start of a match. So a lot of the time at the start of a match, people just jump in, try and get that first hit bonus, you know, get some pressure going, because jump-ins are so strong in this game that you have to hold shit if you get jumped in on. At the range of a round start, down 2 is probably your best option because you're kind of too far away to get your stand 1s out or something like that. So at the start of a match, a down 2 is probably your best option in my opinion. Like when you're at this range here, you can't really stand 1 as consistently, especially if they have a strong jump in. And if you're ready at round start, it's a lot harder. So just having that down 2 on deck is, like, in my opinion, a lot easier at the start of a match. And it's like kind of easier to walk back and just quickly down 2 like that. So yeah, this is probably one of the most common ones, so really be careful at the start of a match watching out for people's jumps. It's really good with some characters as well because their jump-ins are so strong. So yeah, at the start of a match I like to kind of just walk back and forth and get ready to anti-air at the start. But probably the next most common one is jumping out of the corner. This is really strong in this game because if somebody blocks your jump in, you get pressure started, and if it hits, obviously you get a combo. So a lot of people will like to jump out of the corner, so that's one thing you got to be really careful of. One thing you'll see a lot is people will like to down 1, and if their down 1 hits, they'll use that hit advantage to jump out of the corner. So really be careful of that. So there are 3 ways to approach somebody jumping out of the corner on you. So you can do your traditional stuff like down 2s, stand 1s. So I'll just show you the example here. So if they're jumping out of the corner, you can just do your traditional stuff like down 2s, stand 3, you know, the basic stuff that you've been learning already. But if you're really confident, you can go for a neutral jump punch. So I'll just say he's waking up jump, right? You can just neutral jump, get your full combo. Same thing like always. Neutral jumping is a really good way to call out a jump in. However, it's a little bit risky because they can anti-you for it and you can take just as much damage for going for it. So I would say just for the most part, stick to your reactions and go for the down 2s and stand 1s. And if you're only NJP feeling on a really hard read, or if your character's got a really good neutral jump punch. Alright, last but not least, we're going to talk about special moves that can anti-air. Not every character has a special move that can do this, but the ones that do usually are really strong. So for example, Melina, you know, she has ball roll. Everyone knows super good. You get the full combo off of it. Kano's ball roll as well, same thing. You don't get the full combo, but you do get a really solid anti-air. And you can EX it for armor as well. There is a lot more characters that can have this, so I'm just going to show you all the examples that I can think of right now. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Now I'm just going to show you guys quickly how I personally practice anti-airs. What I did really was just go to Sub-Zero because his jump-ins are really good. I'll just record him, round start, do a jump 2. And I'll just practice my anti-airs on that. Stand 1 doesn't work, so this is kind of where you test what ranges you can do your anti-air at. So stand 1 definitely just gets bodied. Down 1 might work, or I'll just go under. But I know down 2 will work every time, so that's just one way to start practicing. Then you just keep practicing, you know, just get the muscle memory down of reacting and down 2ing. That's really all you've got to do to practice that. Same thing with cross up. I would just for cross up I would just do the same thing, record, come close, do a cross up jump 1, and just practice anti-airing it. Same thing, exactly the same thing. As you can see again, stand 1's not really working because subs jumping is so good. So yeah, you just practice down 2ing and stuff like that. Getting used to the reaction time, seeing what timing it is and all of that kind of stuff. So that's really it. I wish you guys the best of luck. I hope this video helped you guys. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm going to be trying to get a few more of these kind of videos out. I'm really trying to work on the quality of it and stuff too. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if it helped. If you guys have any questions, drop it in the comments. And thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.